But if you want to watch it, I definitely would say, yeah, watch it. I think it's fun. I think it's very, very fun. Answer the boy.
Do you want to plug? I know your boyfriend has the what is it? A trim machine?
No, Gaspar.
Oh no, it is called the NorCal Trim Trap. So it's essentially, yes, it's a device that he invented. For anybody who's a cannabis farmer, you're probably familiar with the black and yellow totes that you often tote up your cannabis in. So what he created was a lid that fits on top of those totes with a bunch of different holes, all of the same size, scattered throughout the top of the lid. And then what you do is you could pour out, your pounds of bud onto the lid itself while it's sitting on top of the tote. And then from there you shake it out, and then what you're left with on the top of the lid is all your big viable nugs that people want to see in their pounds, and then what falls through the lid, through the holes into the tote underneath, is all of your hashable material. So it's a great way to just like sort out your stuff, sort out hashable stuff from like your pounds.
Very cool. I remember I bought some Nun CBD. You were selling CBDs from Nuns, right? The last time. Are you still selling the Nun CBD?
No, I am not anymore. That got too much to handle, so I'm just I'm diversifying myself in other ways now.
Well, I gotta say that was one of the best CBD products, and I'm not just bullshitting because I'm talking to you. That stuff, I feel when I rubbed it on my face, it was like a youth. It was like I don't use anything on my face, but I said, you know what? If CBD is real, and I felt like this shit was, and it really smelled like weed, which was kind of the only problem with that stuff was it smells like weed. So rubbing it all over my face, I smell like weed all the time on my face. So, but when I would use it, I would go to bed. I would go to bed at night and I would rub the Nun. What was the brand? What was it called?
Okay. So you would rub it inside.
Sisters of the Valley.
Now this is weed. This is CBD made by nuns. And so it was like the highest. It was like, do they still make it?
Yes, they do.
All right, I'm gonna get some after this podcast because that. I mean, I'm not even bullshitting. This was the highest vibratory CBD I have ever held in my hot little hands. It was really good stuff. So.
Climax wishes is
yeah, and I gotta say I was feeling a bit anxious before this call, and I ended up taking some CBD, and boy, did that set me straight.
Oh, what could you be anxious about with me? Come on.
Gaspar wishes he could recreate.
I know.
You're already naked, man. I mean, this is nothing. When you're physically naked, I mean, maybe that's easier for some people. Like, I realize, like, my challenge in life is the physical pain that exists in my body. I don't suffer mental pain, metaphysical pain. You know, I'm blissed out and blessed in that way. But my day-to-day torment is my body. So what's your struggle in life? Is it like a metaphysical thing, a spiritual thing, a mental thing, a body thing? Like, where is your main challenge, do you feel?
And also, you're not gonna mute me.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good question.
But like basically,
The main challenge is just always in my head, right? Like being my own worst enemy, my own critic, kind of holding myself back. And that's why I continue to do psychedelics, because they kind of help me to peel back the layers on, all the shit that I kind of absorbed as a child from my parents that has kind of set the tone for the human I am today. So,
well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense why you were anxious before the call. Like, I would get anxious if you said, well, we're going to come out, you got to be naked. Well, that's no. You'd be okay with that, whereas you got to be emotionally naked, you got to be intellectually naked. I'm okay with that. You can cancel me. You can send me up with Mr. Potato. But have you ever been? Are you afraid of being canceled? Or do you? Let me ask you this: do you speak your mind, or do you find yourself hitting an invisible wall of like, I don't know if I should cross it because I'm going to say something that's going to piss people off, or do you just always go right across?
Okay. Hello.
Typically, I tend to go right through it. I want to talk about the difficult shit. But sometimes I know that the way I'm going to be received just isn't worth it. So I tend to find ways to work around it, I guess. But yeah, I am totally afraid of being canceled. I mean, My PayPal was terminated. My Venmo was recently terminated, and then I feel like it's just a matter of days before my Instagram is terminated as well.
Now see, this is what's troubling me, is I get it, why I had trouble, why other people who want to talk about pedophiles and adrenochrome and weapons of mass destruction and deep underground military bases and aliens, but you talk about eating healthy. You talk about, cannabis and CBD, the goods and the bad. You're very, and I think that's the problem, is you're very truthful. And this reality does not like the truth for whatever reason.
What I was gonna say
it likes to like the light, and so for what I feel like that your biggest issue is you're just truthful.
I messaged that number a couple months away because I was
Climax failed doing a whole
anyway, Kelly,
Yeah,
no, you definitely. That's one of the reasons why I attract you to my reality. Is we live in that same plane of truthfulness and wanting to also give that to other people. Now, I'm gonna end because otherwise I'm just gonna keep talking. Now, I know there was a few other things. There was a few other things on the Instagram post here, but it's like from dudes, and it's not like the best comments. And I don't like to end on a low note, but some of it's like, we get it, bro.
I was like,
I was like,
just want to confirm this is
These are the nice ones.
Blank.
Here we go.
Yeah, right.
You want to hear a not nice one? Why does Kelly's back cat look like a skee ball target for my nut? See, that's what I mean. How do you deal with comments like that?
My landlord rejected me before that. What a fake guy, huh? But then he gave me the next one that I wanted, so.
But not just that, there's more to it. It's like,
for the most part, that kind of person isn't even on my level.
For
so
sure,
it's just
for
like,
sure.
okay,
we live and we learn, right?
It's like, yeah, you could say
That's
that, but
hype.
like, good luck ever making that happen.
Right, and that's you don't become reactive to it, and
I was
it
like,
becomes an
shit,
inner, ugly reflection of that
it's
person.
time.
So that was how he was texting me. We moved, right?
As long as you don't
And
give it
then-
any
so
kind
it
of
was
way,
like,
it says more about
how
that.
busy he was kind of
Totally,
thing.
you're
Somebody
100% right. One of the
who works with
board
him
agreements is take
could
nothing
be the
personal.
key.
And I
I
always
was
tell
like,
people,
alright,
like,
sounds good, right? But
you have not
he was like,
earned
yeah,
this.
just
If you have not
which
earned
is
this, right? If you've not
fine,
insulted
right?
this person,
Because
caused
I
this
don't
person
back.
that is on him. That is the reflection of
And then
it.
the first day I get to
If you're
have off
projecting it
is,
onto you, it's not the
this
case.
Thursday.
And so, here's another
I
one.
have an
Why are
eyelash
white girl
appointment.
shamans so enlightened, though?
Which is
Nice moon tat, very rich.
which is the
I
most
told him to roast.
important thing.
Let's see. Just do porn already. There's another comment here.
I bet they wish.
Yeah, right. So here's somebody nice here. It says, Kelly Hanna, you're the absolute best. P.S. I had to meticulously type your name to tag you, and she's right. You're one of those people who are shadow banned. If you don't type out your full name,
That's
you're
not
not
happening.
somewhere with this bad boy.
Yeah. I know, right?
Honk
And
the
they
horn
just had where
aggressively.
they lifted the
So-
shadow
Don't
ban on a
lie.
bunch of political
Okay,
accounts,
yeah,
but
the
yeah, I'm
30th
still shadow banned for whatever reason.
You know what I think might be the case with you? I think you might be suffering a case of the crunchy bitches. Do you know where
Tell
I'm
me
going?
more.
Okay, so what I think
that way
is
all
you've got a
zombies
bunch of
go
haters.
far
You've
away
got a
from the
bunch of
house
jealous
and they
men
go-
and women that report you, not based on anything that your content is offensive on any real level, or anything that it's misleading or untruthful. It's you've got people who are fat. I'm gonna say it. They're fat. I'm sorry. You're fat. You're unhealthy. And you look at somebody like Kelly, and you get jealous and you get crunchy, and you say, "Fuck this bitch. I'm gonna report." And I think that's a lot of times what happens. Or you got some guy that you wouldn't give you the time of day, or you may have said something back to him, and he went on his other account, because these trolls have 10 accounts. And you block them on one account, they come back to the next one and they say, well, I'm just gonna report this account. And they report your post, they report your account. And so anybody that is jealous of you, whether it's a woman that it's just like it's total reflections on themselves when they make these comments that you haven't earned. You don't know this person, so like, why are you talking shit? Like almost nobody talks shit to me, but if I held myself out nude, it would be a different story. But I think a lot of times it would be like you don't get a lot of really bad comments because your inner reflection is very nice. I think you come from a very good place, obviously, to be able to do. Because some people can get naked and they come from the ego, they come from the cocky place, the unsettled darkness within them needs to project outward, and they are sexy, but they're coming from the wrong place. You know what I mean? Like you're not coming from that place, and so you don't attract as much of that because you're not coming from that place
landlord that you're really busy.
Division. Yes, I'm new. Right, yes, I'm fabulous, but I'm coming from a space of oneness and love and truth. You know what I mean?
Thank you for that. Yeah, totally. Totally. I'm getting what you're saying, and I appreciate that.
And he offered me a discount because
I would like to think that that's how I'm showing up. And it's nice to hear that. So thank you.
Well, that's the thing too. You work for it, you know. Like it's hard to do what you do and eat the healthy shit. I don't eat the healthy shit you eat. I'm blessed to be skinny, but I don't look like you. I can't take my shirt off as a guy. You know, I'm not a guy equivalent to you. And make no mistake about it. You've worked for what you've got because if you listen to the other podcast, there's an evolution. You went from a poor eating, you know, grew up forced to eat, you know, frozen dinners to, you know, bodybuilder, coach to, you know, what you are now. So there's levels to this stuff, and I got to wrap it up because I can't just keep talking to you. So the book.
Thank you, Garrett.
Safe travels. Follow Kelly if you're into psychedelics, if you're into being free, if you're into
Jesus. So
all the things that I'm about, but in a female form and being realized instead of through memes, through actual, like this person is living the life that I talk about in a lot of ways. Now I'm living my own version of it here. I'm my own level of free, but there's nudity I'm telling you, nudity seems to be the top tier freedom. I'm going to end it with this. I had maybe this guy even listens to the podcast, John Michael. I don't know if you listen to this, John Michael, but this is about you. You're one of the freest motherfuckers I've ever met.
The walls are like a yellow orange.